Hey guys, in this video I wanted to take an opportunity to walk you through how to best secure your AWS account. And this is just real high level. I'm not going to get too granular because there's a lot of ways to secure your AWS account. There's a couple things that I've noticed that will really help out. I think it's about four. Hopefully I got the number right, but following this will help you ensure that at least you've got some foundational security on your account. So I'm gonna assume that you already have an AWS account. If you don't, feel free to go through and create one. It's free to create one. I am going to log in as the root user. I think the first account that you create when you're setting up a new AWS account is the root. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with that one. There is some CAPTCHA, which is at least gives you some basic security there. Kind of protects against bots. All right, and then there's the password. So this right here is probably going to be first line of defense. I think this password that I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. All right, so this is about 33 characters. I would highly recommend at least 20 characters. If you feel like that's not enough or that's way too much, go ahead and leave a comment about it. But remember, this is as you're setting up this cloud infrastructure. This is going to be open to everyone. In theory, it's Amazon is a well-known domain. A lot of companies, a lot of services run AWS. So in theory, this will be available around the world. So just be aware of that. All right, so I got into my password. All right, and then here is the next level of security. I believe it's automatically enabled two-factor, but ensure that you have two-factor set up, so that way it gives you another line of defense when trying to access, if anyone is trying to access your account. So that's those were the basic two. First, ensure that you have a super long password. Uppercase, lowercase. Put some numbers in there. Throw any type of characters that you're able to in there, and that will at least give you some foundational security. And then ensuring that you have two-factor enabled. Those are the first two. The third one is going to be related to your EC2 instance, and I'm just going to focus on EC2. There's some Amazon has a number of things that you can spin up. One of which being an EC2 instance. So I'm gonna focus more on that. But now that we're in here, let's go ahead and navigate navigate to EC2. And I've got two instances, but one of them is actually running right now, and it's the free one, the T2 Micro. With regards to this, if I go ahead and select this instance and try to connect to it, they give you three options to connect to. Realistically, I think the only one that actually that I've used, is Rdp Remote Desktop. When you're setting this up, whenever you spin up an EC2 instance, depending on what OS you kick off, realistically, it doesn't really depend. But any OS that you pick up, that you spin up, it's gonna prompt you to set up a username and password, an initial username and password. So this is a Windows box that I spun up. So with reference to that, it's of course my username is set up as administrator, and then here comes the third line of defense. It is going to create a hash that you need to an encrypted hash that you need to download, and that is where your password is going to be stored. And in order to see that password, you'll need to decrypt that hash to view your password for your admin account. Ensure that you have this set up, because that will provide you another layer of security that prevents someone nefarious from accessing your account. So this download, and they're only, I believe when you set it up, they only give you one chance to download that hash. So whenever you download that hash, that encrypted hash, you're going to need to store it someplace super secure, because you will never ever have access to that hash, at least through AWS's portal. And once you view that password, once they give you that password, that's the only time that you're able to see it on their portal when it's unencrypted. And after that, you will never be able to see this password unless you have that hash. So if you lose that hash, you will lose access to your EC2 instance. And when you've got it set up and you've got a bunch of services running it on there, a bunch of applications running on there, and you can't log in to it, and the only way, you cannot call AWS support to have them let you in, because they will not be able to. So this would literally mean that you would have to destroy and terminate this EC2 instance and spin up a new one. And anything that was saved on that old one, anything that was there before, you've lost. So ensure that when you activate that third level of security with this encrypted password, ensure that you take it seriously and you store it securely. But that will definitely provide you some security on that respect. All right, the fourth high level way to protect your AWS account here and infrastructure is with, believe it's security groups. Yeah, security groups related to VPC. So Don't quote me on this. You can probably look it up. I think VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. So everyone has their own virtual private cloud. Every account has their own virtual private cloud. That cloud is where only your instances, only uh, your infrastructure lives. So let me see if I can click on. Okay, I clicked on the security group, but I think you could probably click on the VPC also. It just tells you here. So that's just decided. Okay, so it's better just to click on the security group. So you have a default security group, and then you can customize this and create some more security groups. Actually, let's see what was on the default security group. Okay, so default security group is to allow all traffic. Is this inbound? This might be inbound and outbound on all protocols on all ports. So this is what is enabled, I believe, by default. You want to go ahead and create another security group, and this is going to have a little bit more restriction. And I think the way it works is the most restrictive policy is what is enforced. So even though this one has all traffic, all allow pretty much, this one is not going to be enforced because I have this one that has some more restrictions on it. And so what this basically does is you can specify the IPs that are allowed to RDP into your I guess in this case it would be your my EC2 instances or your EC2 instances. So what that means is like whenever let me give you an idea here. So let me open up RDP. So right now I am on my home network, and if I wanted to connect to my EC2 instance, and I typed in the IP address, it's going to provide you with a public IP address. But let's just say that IP address is, I don't know, 16.24.113.114. All right, that is, I don't know if that's a valid IP. I'm just telling you hypothetically. So, if I were to hit connect, my machine is going to try to reach out. It's going to hit my DNS and everything like that, and hop until it finds a DNS provider where this address is it's available, and it's going to check to see if the remote desktop port, which is 3389, is open, and it's going to try to connect and prompt you for username and a password. So if I click connect, it is not, looks like it's not doing anything because this is probably not a valid IP or whatever. Or if this is a valid IP, it doesn't have RDP enabled. Or if this is, let's say this is a valid IP on AWS with RDP port 3389 open. If I am not parked, if my public IP address here at home is not listed as a source IP here in this security group, I will get this pending status until it errors out, which means that the only IPs, public IPs that are eligible to RDP into this EC2 instance must be listed in here. And so, as you can tell, I've listed some. Some of them are from my home office. Some of them are from my my mobile phone. Some of them are from my business office. So it's not that many. Looks like it's just a few different public IP addresses. And you can find what your public IP address by going to IP Chicken or Google it, and they'll tell you, or talk to your ISP. They'll tell you what your public IP address is. So once your public IP address is listed as a source in here, that will allow for RDP access into your instance. And just I guess just to kind of give you an idea how this works, let me go back to my instances. Let me click on this one here. Okay, so this is the instance that's running. This is that T2 micro. This is my public IP. So if I were to copy this and put it into RDP, go back to do I have my security groups? Where's my security groups? Go back to my EC2 dashboard, security groups, and click on here. As long as my the IP address that I'm coming from is listed here, when I click connect, it should detect that I am part of this source on the security group and automatically prompt me for a username and password for credentials. So let's see if this works or if we're gonna get an error. Sweet. So that is the fourth layer of high-level security that you want to ensure that you have enabled with your AWS EC2 instance. Because now I can go ahead and already has the username. I can go ahead and put in that super long hashed password that we talked about earlier here, and then hit OK, and it should log me in. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you guys kind of get the idea. So I wanted to inform you guys as to a few security settings that you want to make sure that you're using and are and have enabled on your AWS account, just to protect you, just to give you at least a little bit of protection from hackers, from nefarious characters who may try to access and cause damage or compromise your infrastructure. So I hope this video has been informative for you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another one. Take care.